Okay. Could everyone please take your seats? We'd like to begin. Thank you so much. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Jeff Mancos, the President and CEO of New York Downtown Hospital, and I'm pleased to welcome you to our 19th annual Gala. This year, I'd like to frame my comments a little differently. As many of you know, I became increasingly interested in the significant role our hospital played in the history of Lower Manhattan. The central figure in that history is a woman who was known for her fortitude, her progressive ideas, and her commitments to the needs of the less fortunate. It is to Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell that I would like to address my comments this evening. So here goes. Dear Dr. Blackwell, although I was familiar with your name and was aware of your unique position as the first woman in America to earn a medical degree, it was not until I came to New York Downtown Hospital in 2007 that I truly began to appreciate the impact you had on the field of medicine and on Lower Manhattan. Shortly after I arrived at the hospital, like a new CEO, I looked for a sense of history of our institution. When we found your portrait in a dark, dusty closet, you did not look pleased. But when I took your portrait from the attic and displayed it on our William Street lobby, I believe I detected the hint of a real smile. You became our Mona Lisa. I've often thought that your smile belied your strength of character, your iron will, your perseverance, your courage. And your portrait continues to greet me each day on the way to my office. You, Dr. Blackwell, continue to inspire my efforts. We also found your slope writing desk. You know, the one made in 1832, the one your father brought over from Bristol, England. I often imagine you sitting at that desk and writing some of your correspondence that dates back to 1860. We know that your dream of becoming a physician began many years earlier, here in the United States, quietly, with a dying friend who confided in you that she would have sought medical treatment earlier if she could have found a woman physician. This began your struggle to find a medical school that would accept a woman, ending in your achievement, graduating at the head of your medical class. You once wrote, "It's not easy being a pioneer, but oh, it is fascinating. I would not trade one moment, even the worst moment, being a physician for all the riches in the world." Even after your graduation in 1845, you had to continue to struggle to be accepted as a real physician and to set up your medical practice in Lower Manhattan. You continued to struggle to break down the barriers that prevented other women from achieving their dreams. You were an educator, the founder of the Women's Medical College. You increased the number of years for medical education ahead of men's medical schools, which eventually followed your suit. You embraced the disadvantage as a medical provider, especially the poor women and children of our city. And it was your sister, Dr. Emily Blackwell, who presided over the college and eventually, after graduating 364 new women physicians, led the effort to merge the college into Cornell in 1899. And we have her portrait hanging in our lobby right next to yours. It was also exciting to recently discover the former sites of our hospital, the St. Gregory's Free Emergency Hospital and Ambulance Station, right here on Gold Street, and Volunteer Hospital, which became the Beekman Street Hospital in 1922, hidden all these years right down the street from where we are now, and the Broad Street Hospital, which merged with the Beekman Street Hospital in 1945, which was located right on the corner of Broad and Water Streets. And Chris Mann, You were clearly destined to be here as our chairman of the board, not just because you were once a patient at our hospital, but because the law offices of Sullivan and Cromwell sit on the very site of the Broad Street Hospital. By the way, Chris, as an aside, I have the original deed from 1810, and I've asked Ed Kornreich from Proskauer to look into exactly how did Sullivan and Cromwell obtain that property. The challenges you faced, Dr. Blackwell, and the challenges we still face today, the economic struggles to keep your hospital afloat, one financial struggle after another. These are headlines from the New York Times. They may sound very familiar. Hospital seeks $350,000 endowment, funds needed for maintenance. Hospital asked aid, needs $125,000 to cover expected deficit. Hospital merger reported near, expense reduction seen, bankers told of plans. These headlines, ironically, came from 1925, 1926, and 1938, but they easily could be ripped from the current newspapers. It's remained a struggle, but our resolve to serve the people of Lower Manhattan still remains strong. Yet, in spite of all these challenges, you, Dr. Blackwell, could never have foreseen what we have achieved from your humble beginnings in a one-room dispensary off Tompkins Square Park. Let me tell you about some of the improvements we've made. We have a new state-of-the-art emergency center. We are very proud of our new Wellness and Prevention Center, which focuses on delivery of primary care and women's health services, things that were very important to you. You may have noticed that our original hospital parking lot is missing, but in its stead stands a magnificent building, 8 Spruce Street, 76 stories tall, and on the 5th floor, we will soon have a medical practice facility to serve the people of Lower Manhattan. I hope you are proud of what we've accomplished. As you did, Dr. Blackwell, we continue to celebrate the diverse communities we serve. Chinatown, the elderly population in the Southbridge Towers, Phi-Dai, Battery Park City, the Lower East Side, the Village, Soho, and Tribeca. I also want you to know about the heroic efforts our staff made during 9/11. It was the largest single hospital disaster response in our nation's history, and the brave men and women of our hospital never left their posts. I also want to tell you about the many significant women who have assumed leadership roles during my tenure on our Board of Trustees. Women like Dr. Pauline Hecht and Fran Lasserson, Mrs. Lei Hua Fang. Please clap. And Susan Brown Roshan, Sandy Lee, Catherine George Tyree, Pat Selsh, and Julie Menon, whom we will honor later with our Community Service Award. Thank you. Also, Dr. Blackwell, let me tell you about some of our colleagues and our supporters who keep your legacy alive. And yes, some of them are even men. Like Dr. Steve Friedman, our chairman of surgery, and Dr. Bruce Logan, the former president and CEO of your hospital. And I know you would enjoy my colleague and very dear friend, Dr. Eric Poon, who will be recognized as our Outstanding Physician of 2012. Dr. Poon stands at the head of a long line of physicians who are deeply committed to your mission. And our supporters, Goldman Sachs, Stavros Niarchos Foundation, the Moody's Foundation, and the Lower Manhattan Development Corporation, the Rotary Club of New York, AmeriCare and Neuberger Berman, American Express, and so many other generous corporations and individuals who have contributed to your hospital throughout the years. And most of all, I know you would be very proud of our professional nurses and dedicated employees who come here each and every day to carry out your mission. And so, Dr. Blackwell, as it was in the beginning, we remain today the only hospital in Lower Manhattan. Elizabeth, if I may be so bold as to address you as one CEO to another, all these people, since 1853, have been committed to providing outstanding patient care to the people of Lower Manhattan, just as you did almost 160 years ago. But tonight, we look to our future as an integral part of the New York Presbyterian healthcare system. So I'd like you to meet the leader of the New York Presbyterian Hospital, Dr. Steve Corwin. I think you'll like him. I have known Dr. Corwin for more than 20 years. He's a cardiologist by training, and he is a great healthcare leader. So now, Dr. Blackwell, I am pleased to present to you, to our hospital family, and to our community, Dr. Steve Corwin. Steve?
Well, good evening. Thanks, Jeff. It's really an honor to be here with all of you on really a spectacular evening, certainly for New York Presbyterian and for New York Downtown. You know, despite a very challenging environment, the fact that New York Downtown remains the only hospital in Lower Manhattan is a testament to Jeff's leadership, the leadership of Chris Mann and the board, the staff, the physicians, the nurses, everybody who works at the hospital. I really congratulate you. It's a tough time. It's going to be a tough time in healthcare, and I think you've really done a magnificent job. New York Downtown became an affiliate of our system in 2006, and since that time, we've developed an increasing mutual affection and a series of working relationships, not only with New York Downtown, but with our partner at New York Presbyterian, Weill Cornell Medical College. And we're thrilled that this ongoing three-way collaboration is going to continue and strengthen as we move forward. We're now at an important milestone as we embark on the next phase of this relationship. As many of you know, and I'm really pleased to announce, and you all know this, that on September 6th, New York Downtown became a corporately sponsored member of our healthcare system. First, let me say thanks for having that faith and confidence in New York Presbyterian and in Weill Cornell. I promise you we will not let you down. We're going to continue to work in partnership with you. We're going to develop a closer relationship, and we believe in this institution. Believe in Jeff, believe in Chris, believe in all of you. New York Downtown's mission of serving the Lower Manhattan community is a profound one, and one that we at New York Presbyterian take very seriously. We believe in serving our communities. We believe that we exist for the public good. You exist for the public good, and we're going to make special things happen. So I want to thank you for the opportunity tonight of allowing me to address you. It really is an honor to be here. It's an honor for us to be chosen as your partner. And as I said before, we will strengthen our bonds, and we will not let you down. Thank you very much.
So I'm Chris Mann, the chairman of the board of New York Downtown Hospital. Steve, I want to thank you and your entire team for everything we've been able to accomplish in the last few years together. And as Steve said, we're going to do great things for this hospital, the patient population, and the downtown community as a whole in the coming years. And we're all very excited about the opportunity. So thank you very much, Steve. Jeff, it was a hostile takeover of 125 Broad Street, and I just want to acknowledge and recognize some of the lawyers from Sullivan & Cromwell who are here tonight. Thank you for your support in everything you do at the firm and enable the firm to play a role in institutions like this in Manhattan. Thank you. I'm here to talk very briefly about the most effective foundation you've never heard of. In 1996, Mr. Stavros Niarchos, a very successful Greek businessman, died after a long and productive life and philanthropic life, and he had the foresight and the generosity to really treat, as their chief investment officer, Vasily, said to me tonight, to treat the charitable causes as really an offspring and to create something for the broader community. And he funded a wonderful endowment that has been quite effective on a worldwide basis and in the downtown community. And it has provided, as you'll hear in a video in just a moment, it has funded, I believe, over $1.4 billion of projects and causes since 1996, almost 10% of which has been in the field of healthcare. And we at New York Downtown Hospital are very fortunate to have developed a relationship with the Stavros Niarchos Foundation. They were central to the fact that we can offer state-of-the-art digital mammography unit services and very important other services that our hospital provides have been funded in part by the Stavros Niarchos Foundation through their very generous grants. And I think you'll agree when you see this video, it really is an amazing story what this foundation has been able to do. And among the most interesting things that they've done is in this environment in Greece, the kind of an institution that they're building and the funding that they're doing is nothing other than visionary. And I hope we'll hear a little bit about it in the video. So I'll be back on with the video. Thank you.
Stavros Niarchos is considered one of the most innovative and successful businessmen of the 20th century. Early in his career, he directed his focus to the complexities of the shipping industry, and over time, built one of the world's largest privately owned commercial fleets. At the forefront of international commerce, he pioneered innovative business strategies that he adhered to throughout his life. The Stavros Niarchos Foundation is the legacy he wished to bestow upon future generations everywhere.
Those who knew Stavros Niarchos admired him for his business acumen, hard work, and financial success. But he also had an innate understanding and appreciation of the potential of every individual. So his wish for a foundation that went beyond the sum of his personal achievements is not surprising. The foundation's activities, just as his financial dealings, had to be diversified and far-reaching. In 1996, the year of his passing, the foundation started its philanthropic work and began fulfilling this vision. We hope, in viewing this video, you will gain an appreciation and understanding of the Stavros Niarchos Foundation and its mission.
The Stavros Niarchos Foundation is recognized today as one of the world's leading philanthropic organizations. Honoring Stavros Niarchos' heritage, interests, and ideas, the foundation contributes half of its annual funding to charitable projects in Greece and the other half to countries around the globe. Long in the planning stage is the development of the Stavros Niarchos Foundation Cultural Center in Athens. This state-of-the-art educational and recreational public complex was designed by world-renowned architect Renzo Piano. It will include the 42-acre Stavros Niarchos Park, the National Library of Greece, and for the first time, a high-tech opera house for the Greek National Opera. When completed in 2015, the foundation will donate the center to the Greek state. Presently, the foundation, keenly aware of Greece's mounting social needs, has approved a series of substantial grants to help ease the adverse effects of the economic crisis, including food aid, support for families in danger of becoming homeless, healthcare and educational programs for children, such as the support of the pediatric intensive care units throughout Greece. From New York to London to Kenya to Japan, grants are awarded in 4 major areas: arts and culture, education, health and medicine, and social welfare. Grants in the category of arts and culture are awarded to organizations and programs doing meaningful work in the education, preservation, and development of the arts, especially to those that provide access to the underprivileged and to people with special needs. Cultural institutions such as the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, the Louvre Museum in Paris, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, neighborhood libraries, local theater programs, concert halls, help the foundation further its pursuit of accomplishing these goals. Education is increasingly becoming a pressing social issue worldwide, from funding scholarships for low-income students to endowing Hellenic studies programs to providing elementary education to children with learning disabilities. The Foundation is committed to presenting sustainable educational opportunities to an underserved population. Whether granting funds for medical research in thalassemia or hospice care for late-stage cancer patients, the Stavros Niarchos Foundation sponsors initiatives and institutions that have the potential to benefit a large number of people and supply quality health services. Grants address needs ranging from hospital support to training fellowships to medical research. The Foundation's social welfare grants have increasingly focused on helping communities and individuals, especially women and children, overcome homelessness, immigration, poverty, maternal mortality, human trafficking. One critical issue that plagues both developed and underdeveloped countries is hunger. From food banks in New York to farms in Africa, the Stavros Niarchos Foundation has consistently funded organizations that work daily to supply food to the impoverished. The Foundation has also awarded extraordinary grants in response to extraordinary circumstances as a result of war, economic crisis, or natural disaster. Since its inception, the Stavros Niarchos Foundation has made more than 2,000 grants, totaling over $1.3 billion in more than 100 countries.
The word philanthropy has come to mean giving for the good of mankind, but its classical Greek derivation is the love of mankind. One must take both meanings into account in order to grasp the true spirit of the Stavros Niarchos legacy. Thank you.
So it's an amazing story, I think. We have the pleasure of having the co-president of the board, Andreas Dracopoulos, here with us tonight, and I would like Mr. Dracopoulos to please come up to the stage. Mr. Dracopoulos, thank you for everything you do for the worldwide community and New York Downtown Hospital in particular.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You speak first? Yeah, I have a few comments. Okay. Mr. Mann, Mr. Mancos, Dr. Corwin, distinguished guests, first and foremost, and on behalf of all of us at the Stavros Niarchos Foundation, we wish to sincerely thank you for honoring us this evening with the Global Philanthropy Award and with your presence. It is very much appreciated. Anders Arsland, a senior fellow at the Peterson Institute of International Economics in DC, in a recently published article, mentions the need of a social welfare society instead of a social welfare state. There is no doubt that in today's complicated and often too polarizing world that we live in, we need all the help we can get. But in the last decades around the world, even before the challenges became so interrelated and increasingly too complex to solve, both the state and the private sector have been unable, for various reasons, to provide on their own the necessary and appropriate environment for our societies to survive and excel. So there comes the need for a social welfare society, a fair, dynamic, and viable society where all members from all sectors, including public, private, etc., have to contribute towards creating a healthy society able to defend itself against today's many and complex challenges, able to provide for its citizens the basic needs of life, to provide for decency, dignity, civility, and last but not least, to provide an opportunity to dream and to help make dreams become reality, and to hope for a better tomorrow. All positive forces have to collaborate towards this end. One of the most constructive ways to help is through philanthropy at large. Philanthropy is one of the few issues nowadays that should not, and thankfully does not, polarize people. Foundations, the institutionalized form of philanthropy, get the moral satisfaction of having played, hopefully, a productive role in complementing the state's role in providing for a better society for all. Philanthropy should never and cannot anyway replace the state. I would like to thank our founder, the late Stavros Niarchos, for giving us this opportunity at our foundation to be able to play a constructive role in trying to solve today's problems and contribute to a better tomorrow. Equally, I'm honored and privileged to work with my great colleagues at our foundation in our offices at both sides of the Atlantic, some of whom are here with us tonight. Working with them towards achieving our mission makes it a very fulfilling experience indeed. A modern Greek philosopher, Emmanuel Kriaras, born in 1906 and still alive today at 106 years old, once said that true love can only be achieved by being able to constantly seek your ideals. So in closing, I urge all of us to stay in love. In that sense, I'm sure Elizabeth Blackwell would wholeheartedly agree. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a short break and serve your appetizer, and then we'll be back very shortly to continue the program. I'm going to count on the good graces of Cipriani's to serve you quickly. Thank you. We'll be right back to you.